Hi there. Welcome back to my Edu Studio Science Lessons. We're doing grade 11 science and we are in the lesson Refraction of Light. Last week we talked about the general idea of refraction and we did an experiment using a glass slab showing how refraction occurs. And today we are going to a new chapter, that is laws of refraction and refractive index. But we have not yet answered the question why light bends. First of all, we are going to talk about why light really bends. There are different versions of ideas of why light bends, but we are thinking about the course of velocity, change of velocity. We talked about a bit of that in our last video. Why really light bends? How do we understand why light bends? The very good thing to talk about why light bends is an analogy of a car, motion of a car. What is an analogy? Analogy is a sort of similarity. Now, say if you are going to explain sort of a difficult concept or difficult situation without talking about that particular difficult situation, complex situation, you are basically taking a very similar situation to explain that away. That type of similar situation is what we call analogy. So, we are going to talk about the car analogy. What you're going to see is how a car passes different surfaces. This car moves from tarred road to a muddy surface and then back to the tarred road. In that exercise, car bends in a specific way. That is what we are going to see. Shall we see? What you can see is a car moving from tarred road to a muddy patch. That's it. So when the car is moving, you can see that it bends. Actually, what happens is it bends at interfaces. When the car meets new surface, it bends. Another thing that you should remember is the car is not coming perpendicular to the interface. The car comes obliquely, forming an angle at an angle. It touches the interface. So the car bends, as you can see. Do you see that a pattern develops here? The pattern, sort of a zigzag pattern. It bends this way and it bends the other way around. And also, I think you would remember a sort of similarity between this event and the result of the experiment of glass block we did in last lesson. Shall we see whether you can remember that? You saw that the ray of light, when passing through the glass block, it is deviated, it changes the path by bending, and I explained it away in that video. So there is a similarity. In the similar manner, the car bends, and in the same way, the light bends. Why is that? To see why this happens, to see why the car bends in the similar manner, the light bends, we can go to the same animation, the slower version of it. Then you will see. Now you can see the car is coming, and what happens is the front right wheel is on mud now. The front right wheel is on mud now. Now mud is the medium that makes the speed of the wheel slows down. The mud slows down the speed of the wheel. So therefore, the wheel in the mud, the right wheel, moves slowly, and while the left front wheel is on tarred road, so it maintains the original speed. So it is moving fast. So when this wheel is moving slow and this wheel is moving fast, what happens? It bends. It's just like this, right? When it comes, it meets a patch of mud and it slows down. The other wheel maintains original speed, so it bends. The same thing happens to the car. And then what happens is, the both wheels are on mud, so no difference in the medium, so it moves straight. And now what happens is the right wheel again comes out of the muddy patch. Then it speeds up and it maintains the original speed. And then, but yet for all that, left wheel is still in the mud. And then what happens? It bends again. That's it. Finally, both wheels are on tarred road, so it moves straight. Why does it happen? And the reason is the change in velocity. When the two wheels have different velocities, different speeds, it bends. That's what happens. So therefore, this gives us an idea about how light bends when changing media. So this shows us nicely, because of in different media, the velocity is different, so therefore car bends. That's it. That's the answer for the question why light bends when changing media. The answer is the different velocities in different media, different speeds even.